So we're going to go ahead and get started with a 4mm crochet hook, as well as your yarn. I'll be using this pink yarn today. You'll need about 3 skeins of this yarn, and I'll leave a link in the description box below so that you can view the yarn that I'm using today. You'll also need your trusted stitch marker. Now to get started, I'll only be using 2, but as the pattern progresses, you will need more. So let's jump right in. Now start your work by making a slip knot, and you can do this in whichever way is most comfortable for you. And then we're going to chain 2. So yarn over and pull through the loop to chain 1, yarn over and pull 2 for your second chain. Now in the first chain, so that's this chain stitch that's right here, go ahead and do a half double crochet. To do a half double crochet, yarn over your hook and insert it through that first chain, pulling up a loop. Now that's going to leave you with 3 loops on the hook. Now yarn over and pull the yarn through all 3 loops. Now once you've done that, chain 1, and then we're going to turn or work. Now we're going to be working to the top portion of the stitch, and we'll also only be working through the back of the stitch. Now that's optional, but I prefer that pattern for this particular project. You can also work the stitches under both, but for this project, I'll only be working through the back of the stitch. Now go ahead and place 3 half double crochets inside the stitch. So yarn over and pull up a loop with 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now on that first stitch, I'll be placing my marker, and then I'm going to do 2 more. 1 and 2. So now we have 3 half double crochets inside the stitch, chain 1, and turn your work. Now in the last stitch from the last row, we'll be doing 2 half double crochets in that stitch. Now the pattern going forward until we get to row 33 will be that we'll do 2 half double crochets in the first stitch, 2 half double crochets in the last stitch, and then 1 half double crochet in all the stitches in between. So it's really easy to do, but I'll go ahead and demonstrate. Yarn over and do your first half double crochet, and I'm gonna go ahead and place my marker on that first stitch here, and I do that so that I know where my first stitch is. It gets a little confusing for me, so that's why I use the marker, so it keeps me on track. And in that same stitch, I'm going to go ahead and do another half double crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull the yarn through those 3 loops. Now once you've done that, in the middle stitch that's there, just do 1 half double crochet. And then I'm going to remove my marker from that last stitch, and again to the back of the stitch I'm going to do 2 half double crochets. So 1 and 2. Now chain 1 and turn your work, and we're going to repeat that pattern whereby in the first stitch we'll do 2 half double crochets. So 1, 2, and I'll take my marker and place it on that first stitch, and then I'll do 1 half double crochet on the next 3 stitches, and that's because we have 3 stitches before we get to our last stitch. So in between the first and last stitch, we only do 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So that's 1, 1, and 1 half double crochet here. And once you get to the last stitch, you can remove your marker. And in the last stitch, we do 2 half double crochets. So 1 and 2. Now chain 1, turn your work, and again in that first stitch we do 2 half double crochets. So that's 1, and I'm gonna place my marker back on the first stitch. I'll always do that. And then I'll add another half double crochet to that first stitch, and then I'll do 1 half double crochet in all the stitches up until my last stitch of the row. So in this row it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches. So 1 half double crochet here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. And in the last stitch of the row, I'm going to remove my marker. To the back of the stitch there, I'll do 2 half double crochets. So that's 1 and 2, and then chain 1 and turn my work. And again, we'll be repeating this pattern until we get to 33 rows. Now this is what your work should look like after completing 33 rows. And now we're going to change the pattern up for a bit. Now I'll also leave the pattern in the description box below, so if you need that to follow along, you can also check the description. However, in the next 2 rows, so that's the 34th and 35th row, we're going to be doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch going across the row. So we won't be doing 2 half double crochets in the first stitch and last stitch as we did before. We'll only do 1 half double crochet in each stitch going all the way across. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. And in that first stitch, I'm going to do my first half double crochet. I'm going to place a marker on the stitch as I usually do. And then I'm going to jump to the next stitch and do a half double crochet in that stitch. And then I'm just going to repeat that, doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch until I complete the row. Now once you get to the end of the row, remove your marker, do your last half double crochet inside the stitch, chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to repeat in row 35 what we did in row 34, where we do 1 half double crochet in each stitch. On that first one, I'll place my marker back on that first stitch, and then I'm going to continue in the next stitch doing 1 half double crochet and 1 half double crochet again in each stitch going across this row as well. And then I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. Now in row 36, we will be reverting back to the pattern that we did in the beginning, whereby we did 2 half double crochets in that first stitch. So 1, 2, and I'll place my marker back on that first stitch there. And then I'll do 1 half double crochet in each stitch until I get to the last stitch of the row. And in that last stitch, I'll do 2 half double crochets. So in row 36, we do 2 half double crochets in the first and last stitch. And in between that, we do 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So continue to do 1 half double crochet going across the row until you get to your very final stitch here. And in that last stitch of the row, I'll remove my marker and complete 2 half double crochets in that stitch. Now I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work as I normally do, but before I do that, I want to note that for the next 7 rows, so that's rows 37 up to rows 43, we'll be doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So that's rows 37 up to rows 43, 1 half double crochet in each stitch. Now at this point I like to place a marker back on my last stitch, and I'll do it to the outside of the stitch here. And that's because I'm going to be doing 7 rows altogether. In this row, you should have 67 stitches in total, right? And then we're going to do 7 rows. That's just half double crochets in each stitch. No increases at all. But I like to keep my markers there so that I don't get confused with the count for the 7 rows. So in that first stitch, I'll do 1 half double crochet. I'm going to place a marker on that stitch so that I just can keep abreast of where I am. And then I'll do a half double crochet in the stitch beside it, and 1 half double crochet beside that, and so on. So you can go ahead and complete the row doing half double crochets in each and every stitch, and then you do that for 7 rows. So I'll see you after you've completed row 43. Now, once you're finished with the 43rd row, go ahead and cut your yarn. Pulling it all the way through that last stitch. Now in this row, you should have a total of 67 stitches, and I've gone ahead and placed a marker on stitch 34. That way I have an equal amount of stitches on the right side and on the left side to make an even heart shape. Now on the right side, that's where we're going to make the full arch for our heart. We're going to start by doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch up until the 34th stitch. So we should do 34 half double crochets in total. To do our first stitch, go ahead and insert your hook through the middle of the stitch. Hook it to your yarn and pull it through. And then we're going to yarn over, reinsert the hook back inside that stitch, pulling up another loop. So now we have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And then you're going to take your marker and you're going to place it on that first stitch. And again, in this row, we'll be doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So I'm going to jump to the next stitch there, completing a half double crochet. And I'm going to continue to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch until I have 34 stitches in total, or until I get to this marker here. Now once you get to the end of the row, chain 1 and turn your work. And in this row, we're going to do a decreased half double crochet in the first 2 stitches as well as in the last 2 stitches, and in between that we'll do 1 half double crochet in each stitch. Now what I mean by this is that I'm going to do a half double crochet, but it's going to be in both these stitches, and I'll do that by I'll insert my hook, pulling up a loop, then I'll insert my hook in the stitch beside it, pulling up a loop. So now I have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Now taking a crochet marker I'm going to place it on the first stitch of the row as I've done in all my previous rows. And then I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch until I have 2 stitches remaining. So continue to do your 1 half double crochet stitch going all across the row until there's only 2 stitches left. Now at the end of row 45, where we have 2 stitches remaining, I'm going to remove my marker, and then I'll do a half double crochet that's gonna fall in each stitch. So pull up a loop, go in the next stitch and pull up another loop. With 3 loops on the hook, we yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now chain 1, turn your work, and in row 46, we'll be doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch going across the row. So we'll start by yarning over and pulling up a loop. With 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And I'm going to place my marker on that first stitch and then do a half double crochet in each stitch going all the way across the row. Now in the final stitch of the row, remove your marker, and in that last stitch we'll do 1 half double crochet as we've done in each stitch of this row. Now chain 1 and turn your work. Now in rows 47, 48 and 49, we will be doing the exact same pattern, and that is a decreased half double crochet in the first 2 stitches and the first last stitches with 1 half double crochet in all the stitches in between. So I'll demonstrate for this row, and then I'll go ahead and do the other 2 rows off camera. So for row 47, we start by doing a half double crochet in the first 2 stitch. So I'm going to pull up a loop in that first stitch, as well as in the stitch beside it. With 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. I'm going to place my marker back on that stitch, and now I'm going to do 1 half double crochet in each stitch going all the way across the row until I only have 2 stitches remaining. Now once you get to the final 2 stitches, remove your marker. We're going to pull up a loop from that second to last stitch, and then pull up a loop in the last stitch. With 3 loops on the hook, we yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, chain 1, turn our work, and we're going to do that again. So in the first 2 stitches, we pull up a loop, and then stitch beside it, pull up another loop, yarn over, and pull the yarn through all 3 loops. I'm going to place my marker back on that first stitch and then do 1 half double crochet in each stitch until there are 2 stitches remaining. So I did this pattern in row 47, and I'm going to continue it as you see for rows 48 and 49. So go ahead and complete the next 2 rows, and then I'll show you how to do row 50. Now I just completed row 49, and I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. And in row 50, we'll be doing 1 half double crochet in each stitch going across the row. So yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops for the first half double crochet. I'm going to place my marker as normal back on that first stitch, and then I'll continue to do 1 half double crochet in each and every stitch in row 50, going all the way across the row. Now I've completed row 50, and I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. Now row 51 will be done a little differently. We're going to start though the same way in terms of us doing a half double crochet in the first 2 stitches. So that's a decreased half double crochet, a decreased stitch. So I'm going to pull up a loop in the first stitch, and in the stitch beside it, I'm going to pull up another loop, yarn over, and pull the yarn through all 3 loops. And that's how I'll start row 51. Now go ahead and do 1 half double crochet in each stitch until we have 4 stitches remaining. So now in our 4 remaining stitches, I'm going to do 2 decreases. So in the first 2 stitches, I'm going to pull up a loop, pull up another in the stitch beside it, and then yarn over and complete that half double crochet, and then do the same for the last 2 stitches. So that's how I'll complete row 51. And in row 52, we'll actually start in the same way. So I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and I'm going to do that decrease in the first 4 stitches here as well. So in the first 2 stitch, I'll do a decreased half double crochet where I pull up a loop here, as well as in the stitch beside it, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. I'm going to place my marker back on that stitch. And then in the next 2 stitches, I'm going to pull up a loop in both stitches with 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And then I will do a half double crochet in each stitch until I have 4 stitches remaining, at which point I'll do 2 more decreased half double crochets to end the row. Now at the end of row 52, we have our 4 stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to complete the row the same way we begun it. So in the first 2 stitches, I'll pull up a loop in both stitches. And now I have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And I'm going to do the same for the last 2 stitches as well. Now once completed, chain 1, and that will take us to row 53, which will be our final row for this side of the arch. Now we're going to do a decreased half double crochet in the first 2 stitches. I'll still go ahead and place my marker back on that first stitch. And then we'll do 1 half double crochet in each stitch until there are 2 stitches remaining. So in this row, we do 1 decrease at the beginning, 1 decrease at the end, and then we do a half double crochet in all the stitches in between. And in those final 2 stitches, I'm going to remove my marker. I'll do a half double crochet. That will be a decrease in both those stitches. So I'll pull up a loop in the first and last stitch, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And then you can just go ahead and cut your yarn, pulling it all the way through. Now this is what your arch, at least the first arch there for the heart, this is what it will look like. And this is what it looks like at a higher view.